This sequence of stretches that I'm about to demonstrate and cue you through is a great way to lengthen your spine and extend axially through the spine in the afternoon and in the evening, especially as the spine begins to compress and shorten throughout the day. This little sequence can help to lengthen it back out and bring you back to your full height. Pretty simple. Begin by lying down on your back with your feet up against the wall. Come all the way down onto your back and look at your feet for a moment and make the outer edges of your feet parallel by spinning your inner thighs down towards the mat. And then lengthen through your spine here. I like to press into the back of my head a little in order to lift up the upper back, and I'll exaggerate here a little before I set my shoulder blades down. Then take your arms alongside you. Palms can face up to the ceiling or down by your, out into your thighs. And then reach out through the crown of your head as you press your feet into the wall. Keep breathing here and begin to slow down your breathing as much as possible. I'm going to turn my head to look towards you. However, you should be looking up at the ceiling with a nice neutral neck throughout this posture. It's basically mountain pose, Tadasana, lying on your back. So you may find that you need to shift your shoulder blades closer to your spine to bring the upper arm bone down towards the floor. Instead of having it curl up, we want to relax it or even walk it down to the ground so your upper arm bone is resting on the mat. And if this makes your ribs pop up towards the ceiling, draw them back in. Use your abdominals so that the ribs are not popping up, but instead they're drawing in. Now from here, exhale as you press your right heel into the wall, as if you're extending your right leg an extra inch longer than your left. And as you inhale, reach your left arm alongside your left ear. It's okay if the arm is hovering in the air. It does not have to touch the floor. But spin the elbow, the pointy part of your elbow, so it points up towards the ceiling. You can keep the arm straight or slightly bent as you bring it to its maximal position here, going towards the ear and eventually towards the floor. And then reach from your right heel through your left fingertips. Slide your chin a little closer to your chest as you lengthen the back of your neck and reach your tailbone straight towards the wall along with that right heel. And now we'll switch, slowly relax everything. This should take a good deal of muscular effort as you begin to reach the left heel into the wall, pressing it firmly. When you inhale, reach the right arm alongside your right ear. Again, you can bend the elbow a little or keep the arm straight as you take the arm to its maximal point of reaching up towards the ear. And then draw the front ribs in if they're starting to pop up towards the ceiling. You want a neutral spine, which may take a little bit of abdominal engagement here. And then really reach, left heel reaching into the wall, right fingertips reaching away. Notice how the chin wants to lift up a little. Instead, glide it towards your chest. You might even lift the head off the mat just a millimeter and let the shoulders drop down as you reach. Make sure that the neck doesn't feel strained if you try that last option. And then exhale as you slowly release. Take a big inhale here, relaxing the arms and the legs. And then as you exhale, press both heels into the wall. Reach both arms alongside your ears. Now, even more important than the reaching through the arms and legs is reaching through the spine. So slide your chin towards your chest a little. Reach out through the crown of your head and reach your tailbone towards the wall as you draw those front ribs in towards your spine. Take 2 more deep breaths here. Visualize the spaces between the vertebrae of your spine growing a little longer, and then slowly relax arms and legs. Now, you can lift up a little bit to work yourself closer to the wall. It may be helpful to do what I'm doing here, curl in on your side before extending your legs up the wall. Bring your sitting bones as close to the wall as possible, and then again flex your feet. Spin your inner thighs towards the wall so the outside edges of your feet are parallel to each other. And then tuck the shoulder blades into a neutral position so your palms can face up or face your thighs. And from here, we're going to extend in that same manner. Reach through your right heel and your left arm. Breathe. And glide your chin a little closer to your chest. And then slowly bring it back to neutral, relaxing the arm and the leg. Left heel glides up the wall a little as you exhale, extending through that left leg. Inhale, reach the right arm alongside your right ear. So as you breathe here, your heel is reaching up, your arm is reaching out. Even more importantly, reach your left sitting bone towards the wall, and your right sitting bone. So both sitting bones are attempting to press into the wall, even if they're not actually touching. Relax your shoulders down, but reach through the crown of your head. That's the very tippy top of your head where you would wear a crown. And then relax everything down. You can take this one more side at a time, especially if you have lateral curves or twists through your spine that make it more asymmetrical. You may find it helpful to take it one side at a time again. Otherwise, both arms, both legs, reach the heels, sliding them up the wall, and then reach your sitting bones to the wall, scooping in the abdominals, spinning the elbow points up towards the ceiling, the pointy part of your elbow, as you reach your arms out long. 2 more deep, steady breaths here. And now you may want to work with feet also here. Pull the baby toes towards you a little more than the big toes, flexing the outer edges of the feet. And then switch it up. Pull the big toes closer to you than the baby toes. So you're flexing the big toe inner edge of the foot more than the outer. And then take your heels away from the wall and take just a few ankle circles and feel how the motion of your feet and ankles reverberates through the entire body, and then relax everything back into position. Now you can repeat either of the stretches that we just did, lying flat in a supine mountain pose, or in this legs up the wall posture. Or, as long as you have no osteoporosis or osteopenia or other conditions in the bones and connective tissue of your spine that contraindicate flexion of the spine, which is this action that I'm starting to create here, how I'm rounding my back into this position. You can see it's a cat stretch, and there's some pressure along the spine because I'm upside down and I'm pushing into the wall with my legs. So anything that would contraindicate this kind of pressure along the spine as you round it, then I recommend staying in legs up the wall, or even taking a block or a blanket and lifting up the hips a couple of inches and relaxing into this position. If flexion of the spine is fine for you, even under pressure, bearing weight, then start to push your feet into the wall and walk your feet up the wall just an inch or 2, so you come up towards the shoulders, and then dig your heels into the wall to slowly roll the spine back down to the floor. Try that again. You can do this with an inhalation, or you can take more than one breath as you lift and then slowly roll back down. Now this is great as it is to massage the spine, or if you have 2 tennis balls or indoor lacrosse balls, you can tuck those into the area right along your upper trapezius And take this again. And now you'll be pressing quite a bit of body weight into that upper trapezius area. So you want to make sure the balls aren't tucked too far underneath you, and that this is not so intense that you can't breathe through it. If it is, ditch those balls or adjust where they are and come back to this action. Now focus on your breath as you take this a few more times. And then extend the legs up the wall, relaxing here, or again, as I mentioned, placing a block or a blanket right underneath the sacrum to support the hips a few inches higher than the shoulders. Give yourself a few minutes here to rest and restore. Let the exhalations get a little longer than the inhalations. When you're ready to get up, pull the knees in towards the chest. Optional, take a little twist to the right and to the left, letting the shoulders relax down towards the floor. Spend as much time as you like in those twists before you come up to sit. Thank you. Have a great day.